We're living at an extraordinary time. Some call it the digital revolution, some call it the planet becoming smarter. What's really happening here? We are putting computing into everything. Technology is going into every product, the infrastructure of our cities, our companies, of the world itself. This is going to transform our interactions with our healthcare systems, with our universities, with our companies certainly, to change how we live and how we work. Consider 16 billion connected devices on the planet today. 7 billion smartphones, soon to outnumber people on Earth. This is transforming customer engagement in our time, because the expectation of consumers and customers when they interact with us this way is very different. For example, most consumers expect a response within 5 minutes once they've contacted a company with a question or a problem via social channels. 4 out of 5 app users expect an app to launch in 3 seconds or less, but beyond that, they expect something to happen in 1 second or less. Almost 80% of consumers have abandoned a transaction because of a poor service experience. They expect us to know them, and on the basis of that knowledge, to serve them with personalized messages, knowledge, offers, information, and help. And in return, they also expect us to be timely, in the moment, happening right now, knowing where they are in their journey, where they are on the planet, what they need. In fact, to anticipate their needs and to serve them. All of this is now possible because of the technology, the data, the analytics that we can apply to that. But there's an important aspect of this that we're increasingly aware of, and that is the relationship between the data that they are making available to all of us and the security and privacy that we must respect and protect. And as long as we are delivering value to them on their terms, when they need it and how they want it, well, they're going to continue to give us knowledge about them so that we can better serve them.
We're at a very exciting time in computing and the application of computing to business and to improving humanity and our society. You hear about big data, you hear about cloud, you hear about analytics and system of insights. These are all coming together at a critical point in time. How are we going to handle that in this new era of computing? Well, we're going to have blazing microprocessors, and we'll put those processors in our most advanced systems. We'll also have huge bandwidth between the processor and the memory so that we can fuel these processors and get data into them. We're going to have to bring the analytics right into the data. The data is getting so large and so complex and so unstructured that we can no longer afford to move the data around between clouds or even within a system. We have to bring the analytics and the compute right inside the data and perform it in real time. And then underlying this, of course, is security, because we're dealing more and more with sensitive data, whether it's in healthcare with genomic data or in banking and financial transactions where literally everything is online and often through a mobile device. We can no longer wrap security around the system. We have to build security into these systems. The Z13 is an amazing collection of technology, but also it's amazing in what it will do for enterprises and in changing the world.
The IBM Z13 delivers unprecedented innovation designed specifically for the digital era.
Z13 is a completely integrated system, and it provides dramatic improvement in throughput and performance. Z13 is packed with advanced technology like new designs in processor, memory, and I/O, simultaneous multi-threading, and next-generation cryptography. Any one of these innovations would be groundbreaking for IT, but it's the integration of all of them in a balanced system design that gives businesses extraordinary new abilities to transform their industries with mobile, analytics, and cloud, while delivering improved economics like no other system. First, we've designed Z13 to do massive amounts of work to help businesses win in the mobile economy.
So mobile has completely changed customer expectations. That's what we call the mobile mind shift. And that's the expectation that as a consumer, I can get anything that I want immediately and in context.
It can handle millions of transactions per hour with sub-second response times that are critical to provide consistent, excellent customer experience. The 141 configurable cores are supercharged with up to 10 terabytes of shared system memory. This allows you to process huge amounts of data. The processor density in Z13 pushes the boundaries of physics. With 13 miles of wire and almost 4 billion transistors on a chip this small. This density means we can pack more processing power and up to 40% more capacity into the same physical footprint and energy requirements as the previous 4 generations.
As we move into this mobile economy, one thing that happens is complete unpredictability of workloads. I need systems that can respond, no matter what, to these mobile workloads that are arriving. I need those systems to be able to instantaneously respond, to prioritize the high priority workload versus the low priority workload.
So instead of having system programmers and operational staff tweak all kinds of knobs and dials to try and get the system tuned, our system dynamically adjusts and makes those optimizations in real time based on its understanding of the workloads.
Second, we've designed Z13 for in-transaction analytics, enabling the integration of processing of context-relevant data during the moment of interaction with customers.
So the Holy Grail is really bringing together different types of data. Each type of data is going to give you one piece of the puzzle, help you understand a little bit about your customers.
The Z13 is unique in its ability to integrate operational data, transactions, big data from Hadoop through IBM Big Insights, and analytics to understand how the client interacts with your brand. Z13 integrates very large memory, dynamic multi-threading in the core, and vector processing to improve the efficiency of the computational workloads on the platform. This means businesses can detect fraud the moment a credit card is swiped, or make a special offer to customers based on their purchase history while they're in the store. And third, Z13 is enabling greater business agility and better economics with cloud.
Ultimately, cloud computing provides some very strong business advantages. Main one would be time to market. The other would be agility, the ability to change the business around changing market requirements, changing customer requirements, things like that.
Z13 also provides business-grade services that are up to 6 times more available than other platforms. The system can now support up to 8,000 virtual machines in a space about the size of a refrigerator, and the shared memory and I/O to provide the right amount of resources to the right workload at the right time.
At the end of the day, I have to be able to deliver compelling economics. And what we've done with our Z systems is completely change the economic landscape. The IBM Z system delivers 16% lower cost per mobile transaction versus alternative x86 architectures. The IBM Z at scale delivers cloud services at half the cost of alternative x86 systems.
With Z13, companies will have the world's best system to help them redefine how we use mobile, analytics, and cloud to serve their customers better and grow their businesses.
We're seeing more and more transactions coming from mobile devices. And just because we're doing so many more transactions than we used to doesn't mean we're allowed to take any longer. In fact, it has to be faster. So sub-second response time is the requirement for everything in the consumer space.
We haven't found anything that can do the kind of level of transaction activity that we do, up to 3 billion transactions a day at peak in our system, 900 billion a year. We haven't found anything that can do that with the same level of reliability, security, and speed than the mainframe.
The technology that underpins these systems and allows us to provide for exceptional customer experience is the mainframe. The technology we have today allows us to bring analytics to the data and enables near real-time insight to the business.
You need the best system that you can possibly have. You cannot afford to have something second class, or you won't be able to survive in an environment like today where everything is global, everything is portable, everything is in the cloud. So you need to make sure you have the best in breed.
A mobile moment is that point in time and space when a consumer reaches for his or her phone to get exactly what he or she needs immediately and in context. And mobile moments are the next competitive battleground for companies. Companies need to win, serve, and retain their customers in those mobile moments, or someone else will.
We really see mobile as transforming the landscape of business and client interactions. And in fact, 35% of all transactions today are originating from your mobile device. On Thanksgiving, more than 50% of the commerce volume came from a mobile device. In China, on Singles' Day, one of the biggest shopping days of the year worldwide, a dramatic increase in mobile commerce.
If you're a brand and you want to reach the 6.5 billion people that live outside of the United States and Western Europe, mobile phones are the way that you will engage them.
The consumer experience now demands a responsive infrastructure. We've seen studies where customers will switch banks just because of the mobile app experience and responsiveness that they have.
The interactions and the weight and the burden that that puts on a back-end system is through the roof. It's completely changed the infrastructure that companies have to put in place to serve customers in those mobile moments.
And it's not just mobile devices that are driving the increase in demand. It's also Internet of Things, with an expected 75 billion devices connected by 2020.
It's about wearables. It's about fitness devices. It's about attachments to phones. We even have sensors in medication that we swallow today that can communicate to a patch on our arm and track our compliance, track whether or not we're taking our medication on time. There are researchers at places like MIT that are using that data to predict the onset of diabetes just by the information that's generated on my phone. Retailers are trying to understand and determine where should I put my next store based on the foot traffic of my consumers. So mobile moments aren't just about consumers. They're also about employees, whether they're working in a factory or they're directly interacting with your consumers.
With the variable nature of both the number of users, new systems, growth in the channel itself, the responsiveness is important, but so is the ability to account for unpredictable demand. You have to have the back-end connections that really support that from a secure transaction perspective, and you also have to be able to support that from an omni-channel experience.
Z13 can deliver millions of transactions a day and all with consistent sub-second response time.
We've engineered a system from the ground up to deliver the performance, the scalability, the integration, and security necessary for the mobile era and the Internet of Things.
We've done some amazing work in terms of optimizing the already robust Z platform to support mobile transactions directly by supporting JSON natively for data directly on the platform. We're really reducing the latency and increasing the responsiveness for that type of interaction.
The platform can help mobilize your applications and data with up to 61% better throughput and up to 16% lower cost than the alternative platforms.
There's nothing that gives us better scale reliability for high volume transaction processing than the mainframe.
The platform delivers response times better than anything I've seen over the years. When a channel sends us a request, we guarantee to send it back within 30 to 40 milliseconds. So it's extremely quick, it's extremely fast, very efficient, and if we need to scale, it's a matter of just switching on another engine.
My expectation of a mobile banking application is that it's always available, easy to use, and allows me to get the data I need when I need it. Our mainframe systems enable that capability.
The biggest impact that the mobile platform can have is in the political decision-making process. But still the core of our system is built around the Z platform. This platform proved all the other services need to rely on are secure and are available to the citizen.
Your competition isn't who you think it is. Your competition is the last best experience your client had, whether it was shopping online for a gift, whether it was checking in on a mobile app before a flight, or even engaging in text or online social conversations. The new bar is the last best experience, and that's your challenge.
We're in a customer experience arms race right now. Every company is upping the game, and really to stay relevant to your customers, you've got to keep on increasing the quality of the customer experience that you're providing.
To operate with speed and to define a fantastic customer experience, you have to really rethink your analytics. It takes an understanding of not only their past and the history of purchases and engagement, but also what they're doing today and how they're engaging with your brand and your products and your services to where do they actually want to head in the future.
The problem is that we don't have very high data literacy in most organizations. You've got to take all the different data sources that you have at your disposal and really bring them together to create that true 360-degree view of who your customers are on the whole, and then also as individuals.
This requires a whole new set of capabilities around what you need in your technology platforms, as well as new tools and analytics to actually operate in real time in the transaction, in the moment that it actually matters.
If you're really trying to differentiate yourself with customer experience, that requires knowing what that customer's been doing with you right up to the split second, not some pile of next best action things that were computed last week. So it's that moment when the data arrives, it's close to the moment that it lands. You want to be able to figure out how it relates to what else you know. And it's going to be that richness of that additional data around it that informs you to make that higher quality decision.
So it's really about becoming proactive in a very personalized and relevant way. And then if you can get that proactive piece right, the next step is being predictive and providing an experience that is meeting customers' needs that they might even not know that they have in the first place.
The Z13 was designed to enable a superb client experience. It's all about the data and the insights we can gather and provide them at the point of impact. We call this in-transaction analytics. An example would be a retailer who wants to cross-sell or upsell a consumer that's in their store or on their website.
So when you think about the fact that most of the world's transactional operational data lives on the mainframe platform, then it only makes sense to introduce more analytics capabilities and more capabilities to provide more insight, more value out of that data that's hosted securely, right, in an enterprise system.
Why incur all the costs of moving data off, managing multiple copies, having to protect the data across the network, and not knowing if it's coherent with respect to the live operational data?
If you have the capabilities and the tools and the innovation to keep the data there, manage the data there, and then support the full analytics lifecycle, you can avoid all that cost, all of that complexity, and really focus on the operational efficiency, right, and lower cost and complexity of your environment. And that includes data of different types, structured data, unstructured data that can be integrated with the operational data in a System Z environment.
We're working with a healthcare insurance provider, and today they can only analyze a subset of their transactions, and they catch about 15% of their fraudulent claims early. The rest, they're chasing. Time, energy, money not well spent. By combining SIMD and hundreds of other new technologies with our advanced processors, increased memory, and massive I/O, the Z13 can analyze 100% of business transactions without impacting qualities of service. The analytics, the transactions, and the data working together simultaneously brings great business value. That's what the Z13 is all about.
All of a sudden, your ability to do OLTP and analytics in real time so that you can sit there and say, okay, here's what the guy's buying. Here's what he bought last time. And I can sit there and say, well, here's 25% off. Since you're not buying it this time, we're going to give you a discount. And that can drive additional revenue.
We shall be able to get to understand our customers because the equipment has a capacity to predict behavior of our customers, predict data, and anticipate a certain behavior.
To many, cloud is just about economics. But what's really exciting is when you start looking at all the business models that cloud enables. That's where the real gold is. That's where the real excitement is. Cloud becomes the way companies can gain more customers, drive more revenue, and improve their profits.
When cloud is done right, you're able to create an architecture that's able to change around the needs of the business without driving pain into the environment or driving cost.
Everything begins and ends with workloads. These workloads may be running in a public cloud, but very often they need to access data or access services that are residing on-prem. So this ability to integrate the workloads that are running in public cloud with the workloads that are running on-premise is absolutely critical.
Hybrid cloud computing has a tremendous value. It's able to take information that's hosted in the public cloud, which is a great location to host raw data, and match that up against information that exists on the private cloud, such as systems of record, and allows me to see the data in context of each other. And it's a matter of mixing and matching the right pieces of data for the right platform that's ultimately going to provide you the best bang for the buck.
In the cloud world, you're no longer writing an application from scratch and taking 12 months to get it out. You're composing applications using building blocks, using pre-existing APIs, and basically wiring these services together based on perhaps Cloud Foundry like Bluemix. This enables you to quickly compose applications and deliver them to market with greater speed and agility.
To, in essence, provide a configuration and a changeable layer to the business to allow them to, in essence, adjust the systems to meet their exact needs, creating solutions, not necessarily creating systems.
You need the ability to have complete visibility on what's going on so you can have the right level of control and automation in this hybrid environment. You want to automate everything that's happening within your cloud. The other aspect that matters a lot is security, because now all of a sudden your data is getting access from applications that are running in the cloud. The ability to authenticate, the ability to authorize the right users to have access to the right data becomes absolutely critical.
The one thing our clients really want is they want to accelerate their innovation and improve their business performance. So one of the ways we did that is we have adopted open standards across the board in the mainframe.
The cloud is all about IT service delivery, efficiently, securely, and economically. Z13 is built to deliver cloud economics without the risk. We have the ability to scale up to 8,000 virtual machines on a single physical system. You can share the resources and you can dynamically allocate resources across a various set of workloads that might have different requirements or different demands at different times. And because we have such a large pool of resources and manage those resources effectively, we can allocate those resources across the workload and keep utilization up and drive scalability in the platform like no other.
Z13 is the clear winner when it comes to cloud economics. At scale, Z13 delivers superior cloud services at half the cost of x86 or public cloud alternatives. Only Z offers the highest level of cloud security available anywhere, proven by its EAL 5+ certification. This, coupled with powerful hardware encryption tools and disaster recovery solutions that now include GDPS for Linux, the Z13 is the most trusted cloud platform on the planet.
Innovation is key for our progress, it's key for our future. We want to take that innovation to our customers so that they can gain the necessary advantage to perform in their businesses. This mainframe allows us to enter the African market at a rapid pace by providing us with a single solution that can offer end-to-end cloud offering.
Basically, our customers around the world don't have to worry about, do I need extra capacity or whatever. We, Travelport, provide all that for them on a cloud or ASP style basis.
The more databases we can move to the mainframe, the less operating costs we achieve. So the better, centralization of monitoring, less technicians required, the overall less complexity in the environment.
I view VisaNet as a cloud service. Visa has to be reliable, we've got to be secure, but we also have to scale to have a great shopping season when Black Friday hits and it's go time for merchants and consumers on a global basis. They've got to be up, they've got to run, they've got to be secure, and they've got to be trustworthy. And all of that comes with the IBM mainframe.
What drives evolution on the mainframe, generation after generation, is really our desire to push the boundaries of technology, but most importantly, we co-created the next generation of mainframe every time with our clients. Our clients really want to capitalize on the mega forces of mobile, analytics, and cloud as they drive their digital business initiatives, and they must do it securely.
We focus on the ability to have the system scale up not only the traditional workloads, but the new workloads. And it's not all just about processor performance, right? You have to feed the beast. The new Z13 is packed full of technology innovation. From our high-speed processor cores, our large memory, and advanced virtualization capabilities, make this a system like no other.
Z13 also has mobile feature packs for KICS and IMS, as well as new mobile workload pricing to help reduce the cost of mobile transaction growth.
We've introduced 2 key new technologies aimed specifically at improving performance and scalability of our system. SIMD, which is single instruction multiple data, introduces vector processing in the platform to dramatically improve and increase the performance of computationally intensive workloads. We've also introduced the capability of simultaneous multi-threading, which provides 2 threads of execution in the core.
Z13 boosts performance for Linux and Java by up to 30% with SMT. While Z remains the leader in single-thread performance, SMT enables multiple workloads to run on the same processor at the same time to increase efficiency and throughput.
Z13 is an open system.
I think the pillar example there is Linux. The Linux movement has caused a great new generation of developers to build applications that meet clients' needs. Z13 also supports more of today's modern open languages and development environments, including JavaScript, JSON, Python, and Node.js, as well as introducing open technologies like the KVM hypervisor and OpenStack-based tooling to improve standardization of how clients manage their virtual environments. One of the key requirements from our clients are continuous, reliable operations.
Our Z-Aware capability is a major advancement in resiliency analytics. It basically allows us to be able to spot potential problems in the system before they actually occur. And now this capability is available for our Linux environments as well. We're taking our world-class multi-site disaster recovery capability and making that available to Linux-only environments.
When I look at the number of tests that we run and the focus we have on reliability, serviceability of the Z system, I can't imagine any other system or any other server that sees this level of testing that this Z system does.
Here in this laboratory, we can run any type of earthquake motion that has existed or has been measured. If a IBM mainframe can pass these motions, then it can be qualified for all the types of earthquakes that we may see and all the types of buildings that the mainframes may be in.
In order to deliver secure systems, you really have to focus on 3 things. Simplifying the management structure, delivering end-to-end encryption of all the data, whether it's at rest, whether it's in motion, and you also need to deliver workload isolation so that I don't have chatter between 2 workloads running on the same system.
Z13 also provides new levels of advanced security with our cryptographic 5S coprocessor for encryption of data at rest, in use, and in flight. Z13 brings secure multi-tenancy with no noisy neighbors. And we've added powerful key management and authorization technologies to make it easier to protect business-critical data.
We're really excited about the new Z13. We've poured tremendous technology into the processor itself. We've poured tremendous technology into things like encryption, big data, analytics, bringing it all together as we've never done before. For instance, just IBM Research and our development partners have over 500 patented innovations per year in this system. Tremendous amount of innovation. Most companies would hope to have that in the entire company. We've put that annually into this system. The implications of all this technology and the kinds of compute that we can do in the future with this system to gain insights, extract key insights from massive data is incredible.
Technology has always solved problems, but what's different now is the nature of the problem that technology can address. Problems that we thought may have been out of reach. Problems all of us, whether we're business people or we're citizens or parents, that we care about. We care about energy. We care about security. We care about our food supply. We care about our cities. All of these things are now addressable directly because of technology and all the things that we see around us today. We have the tools now to make sense of them and to put them to work to solve the problems and the opportunities that we all care about.
as we move into the next era of computing and bring this platform and transform it and pour our very best technology into it. All of this will come together in systems that will enable faster insights in massive amounts of data that will literally transform industries.